Last episode, Emily found an old floor plan hidden in her closet. According to the document, there was a narrow space between apartment 407 and 408, a space that shouldn't exist anymore. That same night, she lost 2 minutes. The couch moved again, and someone or something knocked from inside the wall. Tonight, she measures the hallway. Welcome back to Flow Speak Studio. This is not about grammar. This is immersion. Listen carefully to how perception changes, because sometimes reality doesn't move, memory does. Take a slow breath. Let's continue. The next morning, Emily bought a measuring tape, not impulsively, deliberately. If something was wrong with the space, she would prove it. Numbers don't lie. Walls don't breathe. Hallways don't stretch. She waited until mid-afternoon, bright daylight, normal conditions, no emotional vulnerability. She stepped outside apartment 407, closed the door behind her, and began measuring. From her door to the elevator, 23 feet. She wrote it down. Then she measured from the elevator back to apartment 408, 23 feet. Symmetrical, balanced, logical. She exhaled slowly. See? Nothing strange. But then she unfolded the old floor plan. On the paper, the hallway was marked as 18 feet from end to end, not 46, 18. Her fingers tightened slightly around the page. She remeasured. Same result, 46 feet total. She stared at the numbers. Either the document was wrong or the hallway was. She knelt down and placed the measuring tape directly against the wall between 407 and 408. She tapped gently on the surface. Solid, normal echo. But something about the acoustics felt off. The sound didn't bounce. It absorbed, as if there was space behind it. Not wide, but hollow. Her breathing slowed involuntarily. She pressed her ear against the wall. Silence. Complete, but not empty. Her jaw tightened. She stepped back quickly. Don't dramatize it. Don't imagine patterns. She went back inside, locked the door, and studied the floor plan again. On the paper, the narrow room between 407 and 408 wasn't labeled as storage or utility. It had initials written faintly in pencil. E.M. Her chest constricted. That could mean anything. Emergency maintenance, electrical module, anything. She told herself that twice, but her hands felt colder than before. That night, she didn't wait in the bedroom. She sat on the living room floor, back against the wall shared with 408. Lights off, phone recording again. Clock visible, 3:14. Her breathing steady. 3:15. A slight ringing in her ears. 3:16. A wave of nausea rolled through her stomach. Not fear, vertigo, as if the floor beneath her had shifted half an inch. 3:17. Nothing. She frowned slightly. Her body had already prepared for it. Her pulse was elevated, her muscles tense, but there were no footsteps, no knocks, no whisper. She almost laughed. Maybe this was stress. Maybe her brain had been filling in gaps. Maybe a slow exhale from the other side of the wall. Not loud, not theatrical, close, human. Her spine stiffened instantly. Her hands flattened against the floor. She didn't move. Another exhale, and then a soft scraping sound. 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. Drag. But this time, it wasn't on the ceiling. It wasn't outside the door. It was inside the wall. Her throat felt tight, not choking, restrained. She leaned closer and whispered, "Who's there?" Silence. Then, A whisper back, barely audible. "Emily." Her body reacted violently this time, not with panic, with recognition, as if she had heard that exact tone before, years ago. Her vision blurred briefly, and suddenly, the living room looked smaller, compressed. The couch was closer, the window narrower. Her breathing became uneven. She blinked hard. The room returned to normal dimensions, but her hands were shaking now. She grabbed the measuring tape, pulled it across the living room, from wall to wall. The number was the same as yesterday, but it felt shorter, as if the air itself were thicker. Her phone vibrated suddenly. She flinched. A notification. Low battery. 3:19 a.m. She checked the recording immediately, rewound to 3:17. There it was, clear. The exhale, the scraping, and her voice whispering, "Who's there?" But the response, "Emily," wasn't recorded. There was only silence after her question. Her breathing became shallow. She replayed it again. Same result. Her voice, silence. But she knew she had heard it. Not imagined. Heard. She pressed pause, and that's when she noticed something else. On the recording, after the scraping, there was a faint second sound, almost like movement, fabric shifting, very close to the microphone, on her side of the room. Not inside the wall, inside the apartment. Her blood ran cold. She didn't remember hearing that part live. Her memory had filled in something else, something cleaner, more external. Her mind was editing, filtering, protecting. From what? Her thoughts fractured briefly. A flash, a hallway, shorter, dimmer. A man standing in front of her, his voice controlled. "You need help." Her hands pushing him, not aggressively, desperately. Then a loud crack. Darkness. Her breath hitched sharply. She dropped the measuring tape. The sound echoed too loudly in the quiet apartment. She stared at the wall between 407 and 408, and a realization formed slowly. If the hallway was originally 18 feet, and now it was 46, then something had been added, or extended, or covered. She walked into the hallway again, measured once more, 46 feet. But halfway down the corridor, she felt it. A slight change in temperature, a cooler patch of air. Her steps slowed. She placed her palm against the wall at that exact point. Her pulse thudded against her skin. And suddenly, the hallway flickered. Not the lights, the space. For half a second, it wasn't long, it was short, compressed, ending at a narrow, unmarked door, the same one from her dream. She gasped. The vision snapped back. Long hallway, elevator at the end. Normal. Her breathing became erratic. She leaned against the wall to steady herself, and that's when she noticed something carved faintly into the paint. So faint it blended into texture. 3 letters. E-M-I. Her heart pounded harder. The carving wasn't new. The paint had filled parts of it. Old. Very old. Her fingertips trembled as she traced it. E-M. Not initials, not a code, a name beginning. She stepped back. Her vision tunneled slightly, and she realized something else. She had no memory of moving into this apartment. None. She remembered signing the lease. She remembered the tour, but not carrying boxes, not arranging furniture, not choosing the couch. It was all there, but there was no memory attached. Her mind felt crowded, like a room filled with locked doors. And at exactly 3:17 a.m., again, the hallway light shut off completely. Darkness swallowed the space, and from behind the wall between 407 and 408, 3 slow knocks. 1, 2, 3. Drag. But this time, there was no scraping afterwards, no movement, just a voice, clearer than before, closer than before, not whispering, not threatening, certain. You were never next door. In this episode, you heard Numbers Don't Lie. This suggests a belief in logic and control. Her chest constricted. This describes sudden emotional pressure. Her mind was editing. This means memory was being altered or filtered. Her vision tunneled. This refers to narrowed perception from stress. And finally, you were never next door. This signals a shift in perspective. Notice how space and memory start to overlap. That's psychological tension. Tonight, Emily discovered something impossible. The hallway may have been altered. The wall may not separate two apartments, and she may not have moved into 407. In episode 5, she confronts the landlord and finds a document with her signature on it, dated 10 years ago. Comment below. Do you think the building changed, or did she? Subscribe if you're ready to go deeper. Because at 3:17 a.m., the space between rooms might be the space between memories.